cortisone shots.
Oh, my dad did
I was
those for a
gonna
long.
say,
And she,
what phone do you have with these?
she's
like-
bone on bone.
It's their laptops.
It also fits into my phone, which is a Samsung.
A Samsung,
Mhm.
because my phone is
You're just like-
pretty, it's got 10%.
I can't help you if it's an Apple
It's
product.
an Apple.
Can't help you.
Mine's an Apple, what's
Yeah,
wrong?
the stupid Apple.
Oh, she's
I've only
got,
got 10% on my phone.
Oh, yeah, I can't help it.
No. I thought about just leaving it in the car.
How do you pronounce the last name of the,
Isom.
Isom? That's okay.
All right, I'm getting ready to.
getting ready.
So do we need to read this? Okay.
What did he say? Yes or no?
Yes.
Just at the beginning, just so everybody's,
Oh, yeah.
you'll nod when it's my time.
I'll open it up.
So how much trouble does it get into these other meetings?
As to all
The
the-
rules.
Yeah.
The rules. Well, we're.
Everybody look.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Raleigh County Planning Board and Zoning of Appeals. This evening, we'll start off, we'll have some rules for the meeting read.
Riley County Planning Board, Board of Zoning Appeals rules for public comment sessions. The following applies to all meetings of the Riley County Planning Board, Board of Zoning Appeals. Public comments shall be limited to no more than 5 minutes for each speaker. The time limit does not include questions asked by board members. The chair reserves the right to extend speaker time should the situation warrant doing so. All comments should be directed to the board. All speakers must go up to the podium to make comments, stating their full name and address before beginning. Public comment shall be made only during the designated time on the agenda at any public meeting. Public comments are out of order if made outside the designated time on the agenda of a public meeting and without the speaker first having been recognized by the chair. Remarks of individual speakers shall not be simply repetitive of identical comments made by prior speakers. Verbal or visual personal attacks on private citizens, staff, or board members shall not be allowed. Speakers who violate any one or more of these rules will be asked to end their comments, and speakers or non-speakers who attend the meeting whose conduct disrupts the orderly and dignified content of any public meeting at any time will be asked by the chair to leave such meetings.
Thank you, Rita. At this time, we will open to public comment. If there's anybody that would like to come forward and talk about anything besides what's on the agenda. If none, we'll proceed with the consent agenda. Does any of the board members have any comments or questions about the oh, I guess I got ahead of myself. I guess the minutes of the previous meeting from the June meeting, I guess I was jumping ahead to the report of fees, but minutes, do I have a motion to consider the minutes from the last month's meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the minutes as printed.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we consider the minutes of the June 12th meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carried. Now we'll move on to consider the report of fees for the month of June. Does anybody have any questions?
I do have one, and this is more of a where did this fee go? If someone is putting in a home and they've got to do rural water to that home and go across the road, there's now a fee that has to be paid. Where do they go to do that?
Raleigh County Public Works.
Public Works on.
Yeah, because my folks had to do that,
Okay.
way poured underneath the county road.
Yeah,
So they gotta go up there and get there. I thought maybe they'd have to do it too. here
that's
too,
kind of what I thought.
But
too.
they don't,
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
so they go up to the county shops
Okay.
area up there to the offices up there and get a permit
Okay.
for $105 to
To bore under.
to bore underneath the road to
Oh, that.
that fee.
I
Is
thought you were talking about something.
Oh,
that what you, that's what you're talking
That's
about?
what I was
Yeah,
wanting to
yeah,
know.
Yeah. Yeah, so. If there's not any other questions, do I have a motion to consider the report of fees for the month of June?
I'll move that.
It's been,
a second.
it's been moved and seconded that we can approve the report of fees for the month of June. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carried. Seeing, moving on, seeing that there's no items underneath the general agenda for the Raleigh County Planning Board of Zoning Appeals, do I have a motion to close the Raleigh County Board of Zoning Appeals and reconvene as a Raleigh County Planning Board?
I so moved.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we close the, that we close the
Combined.
the joint meeting and reconvene as the Raleigh County Planning Board. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carried. First item of business this evening is we have petition 23-033 for Leslie M. Isom. Bob? Yes, sir. Easy on the sir part.
All right. Good evening, folks.
Good evening, sir.
This is Sir Vance. Les Isom has made application with Raleigh County Planning and Development requesting to replat lots 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of Blue River Hills Second Edition, combining lots into one lot. The subject site is generally located approximately at 180 feet west of Blue Ridge Road on the southwest and north sides of Fawn Road. The subject property was originally platted as lots 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10 of Blue River Hills Second Edition in July of 1965, and later zoned SF3 single family residential during the 1974 zoning conversion process. A small accessory structure currently occupies existing lot 5. The applicant wishes to combine the aforementioned lots into a single lot in order to build a residence. There's not a request or a requirement to rezone the property at this time. And shown here, the property has been zoned residential since it was zoned A1 single family residential as part of the zoning conversion process in 1974. There are no variances, conditional uses, or special uses associated with the property. Raleigh County Fire District Number 1 will continue to serve the site. The nearest county fire station is Blue River Hills Fire Station, located at 6100 Bob White Lane. The subject site is within or is located within 5 road miles of the fire station. And this is the final plat illustrating the new orientation and location of the lot's boundaries. The proposed lot will be served by rural water and an on-site alternative septic system, which was approved prior to the departure of Perry Piper. Any new entrances onto Fawn Road will require approval by the township. Two pictures of the site. This is looking southwest from the south right-of-way line of Fawn Road. As you can see, the site is already developed with an accessory structure. And it's kind of essentially moved further down, panning to my right, a bit more to the west. You can see where the applicant has cleared the site for construction of a home. The applicant will need to secure a building permit prior to the building or prior to building the home. So, and this is looking west directly down the center of Fawn Road. Note that that portion of Fawn Road is being vacated. Note that no portion of Fawn Road is being vacated by this request. The applicant was unable to obtain all of the lots that front the street. Thus, it was decided that right of way should stay in place until such time all lots are obtained. The cedar tree in the center of the pic is actually the center of the cul-de-sac. Right here. I think he's leaving it there for Christmas. Finally,
So where's Shady Lane then?
there's Shady Lane.
That's their address, is Shady Lane,
Yeah.
or they live somewhere else.
There's not a house here. yet.
Okay, okay.
And this is looking northwesterly across the overgrown existing lots 9 and 10.
Hmm.
And lot 11 is kind of over here in this area here. Again, he was negotiating with the property owners, trying to secure that lot, and he couldn't talk him into it. So if that would have happened, he would have been able to vacate the majority of Fallen Road, just create a bit of a turnaround there. The rest of it would have been developable. But because that didn't happen, you can't simply vacate a road that provides this one lot access. And this is the lot I'm talking about right here. So he also owns this one, by the way, and Mr. Isom. So this was the stand out here, so you couldn't get all the way around, unfortunately. Staff has determined that the request meets the minimum requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations, specifically Article 7. And recommends that the planning board approve the request to replat lots 4 through 10, Blue River Hills Second Edition, into one lot to be known as Blue River Hills Edition Unit 7. That's all I have. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to field those.
Anybody got anything for Bob? Looks pretty straightforward.
Are we out of lots out there yet?
We've been doing an awful lot up there. So that's all right.
Yes.
That's all right.
It's all right.
Well, I guess if nobody has nothing for Bob and the applicant's not here. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing and go into our deliberation mode?
So moved.
She move it,
Yeah,
I'll second it.
okay. It's been moved and seconded that we close the public hearing and go into our deliberation mode. Joe? Anything?
I didn't see anything that raised any concerns.
Rita?
No concern.
Man,
No.
I'm good too. So since we, all right then, so do I have a motion to move forward or? not?
I'll move to approve the request to replat lots 4 through 10, Blue River Hills Second Edition into one lot. To be known as Blue River Hills Edition Unit 7, as it has been determined that it meets the requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations.
Second that.
All right. Motion's been made to approve the request of the replot of lots 4 through 10, Blue River Hills Second Edition into one lot to be known as Blue River Hills Edition Unit 7. As it has been determined that it meets all the requirements of the Raleigh County Land Development Regulations. Is there any other discussion? If not, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Bob?
The Board of County Commissioners will hear this request July 20th at 11 a.m. in these chambers. In case anyone's interested in.
All right. Thank you,
No,
Bob.
on that one.
All right, moving on to our second item of business is the annual comprehensive plan review. Amanda,
Who's back there in the back?
wake up.
Alrighty, so we have our required annual review of the comprehensive plan, as you mentioned. And as we talked about, we are embarking on an update to our plan. We actually just had our first comprehensive plan committee meeting just a little bit ago. And that went really well. So what we have here in your memo, of course, is kind of covers what we had talked about for last year, what we anticipated doing, doing at that point. And then we've also provided in the memo kind of where we are with those tasks, if you will. We are unfortunately not as far along as I'd hoped, things just happened. So here we are, but we are getting started and we're going to be moving along here. So that's that memo for you folks. What is attached from me to you. That's just information from us to the planning board. That's not something you need to include in that goes with your recommendation to the board. This is information for you folks, so you get a little bit more detail as to, again, what we've been up to with the comp plan update, what we're planning, what we're doing, just so you folks are kept in the loop on that, so. Any questions, anything to add?
Yeah, so the memo was prepared. Again, this is the memo coming from the chairman.
I like that, boy. Thanks for doing my work for me, Bob. No.
It goes to the Board of County Commission. We did ask that the board to last meeting to go home and take a look at a few things, maybe. If there's anything that this memo is really not hitting upon, we can always amend and move it along if you wish. Again, this right here is the annual review of the comp plan. That's statutorily mandated that we gotta do. But we want to make it clear to the Board of County Commission that the planning board is aware of the things in that memo that need to be done. And so if there's anything that you'd like to add to that that's not covered there, we can change it. If not, we can get a signature from the chair and we'll move that along to the Board of County Commission.
I have one concern about this whole thing. And this comes from being a part of the last process. That they voted to only do it for 15 years, that it was
Correct,
only a 15-year vision.
correct.
That is not long enough.
I don't disagree with you. Normally, these plans are 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
And where I come from, they're a minimum 20 years. That's just how it works. And we did have that conversation, as you know, with the Board of County Commissioners, and they were more comfortable with the 15 years to 2040. So that's where that's coming from.
I mean, it took us about that long to get this all implemented
Right.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, just the number of people involved, the number of hours involved, and the money that's involved in it. That it's like, you know, I just really think it should be longer.
Well, and I will say, we will update this plan more often. They really should be, plans like this should be updated every 5 to 10 years, somewhere in there. You never want to bump up against the year.
Well, and we always did have the reviews and stuff.
Right, right.
There are times that we did do some things to it and
Yeah.
stuff, but
So in theory, this will be, we'll have this adopted in theory by the end of next year. So let's see, that's 24. So goodness gracious, I can't believe I'm saying it. So like 2030, we'll probably start having a conversation to see if it's time to update.
Oh,
So,
you won't be here. I won't either.
oh, we'll bring you all back.
yeah.
I won't be here either.
So,
Is-
but yes, that's what as you know, the county commissioners decide on.
Would part of the reason for a 15-year line in there is because Manhattan in Raleigh County is undergoing so many changes. So many things are happening and they're looking in the future. Really can't tell, but still the thought is there's still gonna be a lot of changes. Look at what's come in the Manhattan area in the last just 10 years. The NBAF facility.
Well,
all
and I was gonna say that
Expansion.
a lot of the things though that are happening aren't happening in Riley County, they're happening in Potawatomi County, the big changes and stuff. But I don't know, just the amount of money that it.
So we
takes
just
to-
can't just, sorry.
No, well, I'm just thinking of the tax dollar and the people that pay that.
And we need to keep Raleigh County rural, as much as we can.
Well, and that was, when I was on that committee, it was the task force of, I was like 35, 40 people on there and stuff. And there were several more urban types. They weren't really rural,
Right.
like farmers and stuff. And it just really surprised me how that was one thing that they really wanted to do, was to keep the rural image, the rural environment of Riley County, which, yes, but it surprised me. So. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Well, if you could just kind of glance over that memo real quick, if you hadn't had a chance.
I have read it.
I've read it.
Yeah.
If you feel that that is sufficient in getting your thoughts across to the Board of County Commissioners, at least for the annual comprehensive plan review, we could roll with it.
And this thing about the QR codes and the signatures,
Yes,
so
that has to do with the public survey that we're gonna be putting out this week. So the QR code is, we're gonna have, posters and things like that. People can just use it with their phone. We'll also have hard copies. People don't have.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. I'm not a QR person.
You're not. Come on.
Well, that's what email signatures with a QR code. I didn't understand that particular.
Yeah,
one.
just various ways for us to get the information out. Hey, we have the survey, please fill it out. Here's a way to do it. With the QR code.
The library has like a QR code or a paper one right now.
That it'll take your signature and make it.
Like you can do it paper or you can do it on a QR code and send you to a website. To fill out their survey.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything? We don't need to make a motion to accept this, do we? I'll just. You just want me to sign my copy then and hand it to you and hand it to Lisa?
We don't need anybody to move to approve the chair to sign and.
Do we need to make a motion for me to sign? Do we need to make a motion to approve this
Yeah,
memo?
I would recommend it, and as you know, to approve the, I don't know, approve necessarily forward. The signed memo to the board. Stating that you have completed your annual review of the comprehensive plan. That's where it should probably be.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move that you sign the comprehensive plan update memo and that it be forwarded to the county commissioners with the recommendation that they move forward with the.
Well, this is the board that does that review, not them.
Oh,
We're just passing this on to
You're
them.
telling them that you are completing your review.
okay, that we've
Completion.
completed our review then.
I'll second.
It's been moved in, motion's been made and moved and seconded that the chairperson signed the memo for the annual review of the Raleigh County Comprehensive Plan and forwarded on to the Board of County Commissioners. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, motion carried. All right. Want to hand that to Lisa? All right.
Now, this is the official security officer. of that.
Is she? Okay. Do we have anything else to be brought up, Bob or Amanda, that we guys have?
I have one question. The hearings that you're gonna be doing with this group, can we attend those? Just sit in the back and listen, I think.
I mean, I don't know that we can't for any reason. So what we're doing, so of course, the committee is a variety of people as you saw.
Right.
You folks, of course, as the planning board will also have, of course, your opportunity to review and give us input and all of that as well. So you will 100% have your role as well. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to attend those.
I like to just hear what they're saying about different things and stuff.
Well, if you recall, Lauren, when Lauren Clement was chair on the board, he was good to attend those meetings, and you can. You just won't be able to participate because it'll eventually come to you.
Yeah, no participation, just listening.
Right. And it's good to get a gauge as to what people are thinking, what they're saying, what they're coming up with.
How often do they meet?
So we had our first meeting tonight, and we'll have 2 more. This is the kickoff meeting, and we're having 3 of them because it's a large group. I couldn't find a time that worked for everybody, so that's why we're doing 3, but they're the same. Not if people don't have to attend 3. So we did ours tonight, and then we have one on Monday, this coming Monday from 9 to 10.
And then next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday from 2 to 3. And that's in our second floor conference room in the office building here on.
Outside your door. Okay. You'll write that down now. So you got. So it'll be next Monday. The 17th, then the following Friday, and the Friday of that week, is that right, Amanda?
Yes, correct.
And real quick, while there's a moment of silence, we have a
Milo.
Mallory out here for your signature. And plenty of cookies, I believe, right?
Friday, what's the 21st? And that's 2 to 3,
Correct.
and they're both in the meeting room over.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing else, like Bob said, we have the Mylar to sign out there. If there's no other business to be brought forth, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
The moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carried. Thank you.
5 minutes, it's gonna be record.